Everybody good? All right. We got head coach Hank Plona. Coach will open up with a statement and we'll jump into questions.
Very tough loss, obviously. When you're leading down the stretch and for most of the basketball game, you want to you feel like it's a game that would be a great win for your team and for a great win for our team, and obviously we didn't close the door. So that part of it is a struggle for sure. We have a team that's competitive, and we're right there. And as our bodies and personnel's changed a little bit, we've had to play a little different. And I thought we did a lot of positive things tonight. I thought this was a good experience for our team. I guess you'd rather learn from winning, but man, going into the league, I'd like us to feel that we can play and beat anybody, but maybe we still need a chip on our shoulder. And this game certainly causes that. At the same time, you certainly want to close the game out and get a win. It's very disappointing to, I'd say, for consistently in the second half. In the first half, they scored points that we wanted them to score, and we took away their strengths. In the second half, as we got maybe mentally and physically tired, man, we knew where they were trying to do. They scored on what we prepared for. The last play of the game, we went over it in the timeout. We knew exactly what was coming, and sometimes as we get tired, we seem to fall for the false, basketball is no different than football. You run some fake action, some false motion to try to set up the real play. And that's what that last play was. That's what a lot of their plays are. But we knew what the real play was on most of them. And as you get tired, you lose your discipline to, to fight through and to figure those things out. And we've obviously got to get better and continue to learn how to win close games as a team. So that part of it's disappointing. Great environment, great crowd, great basketball game, I would think, for a fan. But we're certainly at the point now as we're in a league play where we got to figure out how to win these if we want to have a special season.
Yeah, as you said, you guys kind of wore down in the second half. Is that just a matter of having a slightly thinner rotation with some of the injuries you had, or was it the pace of the game? What would have caused that tonight?
I don't know. Something we got to figure out. Without 13 points in the first 3 minutes of the second half, so I'd say it started right there. So you could say, we've consistently, our first half defense has been better than our second half defense. It's a problem that we have been talking about day after day after day. We don't miss any days talking about that. We talked about it at halftime, and man, it's it's 50 overall, but it's 13 in the first 3 minutes. And that's not wearing down. That's not physically being tired. That's struggling to kickstart, struggling to get going. And we've got to figure out how to, out of a timeout, first play, we can don't rely on the situation to dig down deep and to play together and to make sure you're sharp. So, I do think it was, consistently our first half defense has been better than our second half defense. So his stamina part of that is to get, not individual, is meant. I think sometimes we start thinking about what we're doing good and bad. I do think we have some players that think about, man, what type of, by minute 25, well, how many points do I have? I think that is the common thing in today's world. I had a fan tell me that, man, I hated some game we played because you didn't have the points on the board. I said, I hate the fact that the points are on the board. I hate it. If somebody, you look up, you see your number and you have 0 points, I think it makes players think about that stuff, and they should be thinking about what's going on. So I think mentally you're fresh at the beginning of the game, and then sometimes as the game goes on, whether you're playing good, you're playing bad, Grant should shoot those shots whether he's 6 for 6 or 0 for 6. He should shoot those exact shots that he was shooting tonight. And I'll use him as an example because he played very, very well. But the situation should not affect, how you're playing should not affect what you do. Our team needs to have the competitive discipline to make sure for 40 minutes, the game's a long game, for 40 minutes that we're making the right plays and that we're playing together and we're staying locked into the actual moment. And until we probably figure out the answer to your question, what's causing it, we're probably going to keep having these issues. So we're going to try to address some different things and work together to try to fix this issue.
10 days before your next game, before conference play starts, what might be your biggest takeaway from this one?
We can play with anybody, but I've already known that. It's good. I think we've had a rough 2 or 3 weeks, to be honest with you, and that's just not just the games, but I think we've struggled with our consistency and our work on a day-to-day basis. I think the last 7 to 9 days, we've turned the corner a little bit. I mean, I'd say we still had some bumps in the road, but man, we showed a lot more toughness and resiliency and fight. So I felt good going into the game tonight. I felt really bad going into the Marshall game, to be perfectly honest with you. I felt like we were not in a good place. So I feel like this has been a productive month if we are able to use what we're discovering and learning. I think the guys know that I think there was, with Terrion going down and Bryant going down, I wouldn't tell you we had the same belief that we could play with anybody before tonight that maybe we had going into Atlantis. 2 of our losses, a really good player got injured, and that's changed our team a little bit. So, this one hurts, but at the same time, I think it's good to reinforce that. I mean, that's a very good basketball team. That's the type of game that we got to win, and I think trust me, we know there's some things we clean up there, we can win that game. So I've known that all year. I've known we have a team that can compete, but man, you can really address the heart of the issue when you got that sting in when it stings after the game like that. So obviously we'll try to have a little break here. These guys have been working their tails off since June and since September for sure. But man, we get right into it and play Monday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Saturday, and nonstop when we get back. So we need to really show some physical, emotional, and mental strength and toughness. And I do think we're in a place where our players are excited about what's in front of us, and we do want to attack these challenges together.
On that plus side, I thought you guys did, even in the second half, you consistently answered when they were making not just that initial run, but the 5-0 runs that they kept coming up with a big shot, and you were getting it from a variety of guys hitting the threes. Obviously your scoring has not been affected, but I think too much.
It wasn't tonight, and I thought we did a good job at continuing to play. There's a couple possessions. There's probably 3 or 4 possessions I'd take back where you try to figure it out. Like, Teagan's such a tank and he's got so much traffic when he drives, so you try to clear out a side and let him go one-on-one and kind of play bully ball, post up, and that wasn't very effective, and this is by far the best team that we've tried that on. Some of the set plays we ran I thought were effective. I think we're going to have to continue to be creative at developing and having some new wrinkles every single game on offense. I felt like when we went to those, we were successful. I felt like when we got an individual ISO ball, we were not as successful, and that's kind of been a trend. So, you learn and discover about your team, as you go. So we'll just keep, we'll watch that film and see what worked, what didn't work. It was good that, that I thought we played with confidence on offense, and you're right, we didn't let the defense affect our mentality, confidence, and aggressiveness on offense. And that's what good teams do. I mean, good teams are going to score. I mean, it's going to be back and forth games. I'd like to win 81-0, but I think we all know that's not going to happen. So you have to make sure you stay in that moment. And I thought our guys did for the most part on the offensive end. We did a good job attacking. I thought Armello was flying around all over the place. He got some hands on some basketballs, and he's a unique one for sure. So I thought his activity really helped. And we just got to keep on getting better.
This felt like a tightly called ball game too. A lot of plays were, at least from my vantage point, it looked like it could go either way, whether it's a foul or not. It was a foul tonight, and you guys obviously wrapped those up. How much did that affect you? Personnel?
I think when Teagan got 4 fouls and missed a little stretch there, that probably hurt for sure. I thought Blaze fouling out, Blaze I thought was very effective defensively when he was in the game. So we got to be able to guard without fouling, and you learn. Physicality is as aggressive and physical as you can play without being called for fouls, Hey, that screen at the end of the game, I don't know. They didn't call it, and don't get me wrong, every single one of us as a coach is trying to get away with everything we can get away with. I'm not, when I see those coaches at the other end have these philosophical discussions with the officials on all this nonsense, they're just working them. They're just working them to not get calls. They're just working them to, and hey, don't get me wrong, I'm no different. I'm not saying I'm an angel or a saint when it comes to that. This is highly competitive sports now. And so, I don't know, I think the one observation observation I make that I'm always told that I'm wrong about is I do think when you have the lead, I thought the last play of the first half was insane that was not called a foul. I thought Armello Boone was, I mean, if you put your hands in the air but you jump from the elbow into the guy, it seems that as long as you put your hands up, they don't call it. So I thought that was insane. I thought if we were down by 7, that's an automatic foul call. But up by 7, it's nothing. So that play bothered me for sure. And but, you know, I think we have to continue to learn how to, you know, play as physical as you can without getting called for fouls. So I don't know. Those are probably too honest of thoughts on it, but yeah, been here about 40-something games now, so there you go. I'll give you a little something.
Coach, you kind of feel like those second half fouls might have led into the drain tempo on the defensive side?
I don't know. I mean, guys, you gotta play without. You gotta play as hard as you can without fouling. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. Like, you don't want to allow easy points at the free throw line. You don't want to. You don't. If you have foul trouble, you play more hesitantly. You know, Teagan couldn't foul there at the end. I mean, but guys, I mean, we got to make sure we don't let them score on their bread and butter plays. We probably fouled too soon on the foul up 3 there. We missed a free throw down the stretch. I mean, there's some things there's a lot of things that we can control to win that game that we have got to clean up and do.
What's Terry on status? Is he still on pace to be back in January?
Yeah, it's possible. I think health-wise, I think he is on pace to be cleared in early January, I would say. I'm going to talk to him, and no matter if he's cleared or not, him and I will make a decision that's in his best interest. And obviously, he's been through a lot with both of those legs, so I want him to be comfortable. So if he wants to get thrown in a game, we'll throw him in a game. If we need to practice for 2-3 weeks, I'll be as transparent as I can be. But no, as of right now, they're saying in early January they think you know, he's cleared for non-contact stuff in practice. He has a brace fitted for his knee. It's progressing the right way. But obviously, I want him to feel mentally at peace with playing. I'm optimistic that he's going to be playing in January and helping us.
But not the CUSA Open?
I do not believe he's. I am not comfortable coming back for 3 days and putting him into a game. I would say he needs to consistently practice for 7 to 10 days with no issues or concern before I would put him in a game, even if he's cleared.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.